Yeah, so basically, yeah.
A lot of different terms for stuff.
It is an ornament, but, and I don't know the exact word to it, but the way you do that, like when you were playing Blackbird Blossom, when you go to the E minor, you push, it's like you push and pull off at the same time.
The Fiddlers might call it a cut or something. I don't know. They got terms for all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now this finger is holding both the E and the B note.
Which
the index is holding. Yeah. But then I push it off the D note here with the ring finger. Yeah. 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 All right. That might be something you might want to play with.
Now, can you push or pull, or you always what do you do?
You push and pull.
You push and pull.
Yeah. Yeah. So the first motion is you push up on the string, then pull it back off.
I see.
And there's great songs like Drowsy Maggie has that in it. There's a lot of that Irish.
That Ladies Fancy?
Yeah.
Pull-offs, more pull-offs.
That's more pull-offs,
I guess.
but you can do these ornaments really, kind of make your music pop, And what? Okay, so think about it, the song in a completely different way, in terms of bluegrass. The one thing you could do is, and I love the way you're playing rhythm. But as an alternative, sometimes you can tighten up your chop. By that I mean this. Instead of, play just a little bit of it, I'll show you right now. So, okay, what we're doing, go ahead, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm gonna tighten the chop. That's a key element of bluegrass, because in bluegrass you got a banjo, you got a guitar, you got the fiddle. The mandolin is really doing a snare drum roll in a lot of that. And the way to do that chop is it's a flick of the wrist. Well, it's more tight than that, and also each mandolin has like a sweet spot in it, like. See right there? Hear that? Hear how different that is from that? So you kind of start in one place and move into another place to find that place on your mandolin. And the round holes have a completely different sweet spot.
Yeah, you gotta kind of experiment and find it, yeah.
So you just kind of sit around and find your favorite spot. See, on this mandolin, that's right there. Yeah. And the reason so many mandolin players, bluegrass players, carve out their fingerboard extension is because the sweet spot is oftentimes right in there. Right. So, okay, Alex, great job, man. You're fantastic.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I want to have more variations for the where it goes to the B or the B7 in the second part. I only really have like 2, maybe 3 that I play. I'd like to have more.
Okay. Here's one thing, always, for me, like, variations can be developed in basically 3 different ways. One way is a interpretation of the melody that's slightly different than the melody, and one way to get to that is to find another octave to play it in. Like, so by going down and playing that in this octave and finding finger positions that work for that particular melody, you can kind of change up the melody a little bit, and it'd be very different. It also would pop in your solo. So that's one way to do it. Another way is to do like, you notice when you played the melody and I did the harmony. So basically what I've done is I've taken the melody and gone 1/3 higher. Each note is a third higher, like G then becomes a B. So you don't really have to, you can kind of use your ear in a sense of what the chord fits with, so it's not like you have to sit down and write every note, although that is the most precise way to do it. But when you're doing a solo, you can use harmonies to work into your solo. Like you might want to go, melodic, harmonic, and then the third way is just go nuts.
And are you, as you do that, Tony, you're thinking of the chord progression somewhat when you go a little wilder, or how do you think about that?
At this point, I just don't think.
You do, well, that's true. Well, that's the goal. Yeah, that's the ultimate goal. You don't
But
think at
actually,
all.
that's a good point. When I talk about harmonic improvisation, I'm actually talking about working within the framework of each chord.
Right. So I was wondering if you think that way, or I know you ultimately don't think.
At some point, I definitely considered that a lot. In other words, I would play the song.
Just thinking for his benefit, he might want to think about the chord progression.
G, B, C, G. So with each one of those chords, you've got 3, possibly 4 notes that you could use in your improvisation. So like in G, it'd be. Or if you want to add the 7th, it could be. Especially if you're going to a C chord. So that's called arpeggiating your chords. So you just take all the notes of your chord and fit them in to your improvisation. You know, it takes some time to think about this, and but it does enhance your practice regimen because you got something to work toward other than just a music set. Yeah. Okay.
So just to follow up on that, so when you're like working off the 1, 3, 5 or 7 or whatever in a certain key, are the other notes that you're picking to put in there, are you choosing from ones within the same scale, or are you just, how are you choosing?
Your main notes are from the scale, but you can also use leading tones.
Okay.
Like in G, for instance, like right there, there's a good example of a leading tone. There's no B flat in the G scale, but playing the B flat before
a chromatic or something. Out of the scale.
Yeah. So really,
which is bluesy, right?
Yes, that's where the blues is.
Yeah, sure.
That kind of thing, and pulling and pushing and stuff like that. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, for sure.
You can do anything, and if I play a note that doesn't sound right, I just go back to the same place and play it again.
Yeah.
And then it's jazz.
Yeah.
That's what works. Yeah.
If you do it once, it's a mistake, but if you do it twice, it's intentional. That's actually a little humor.
That's sort of work.
But it is true, yeah. And what's your name?
Justin.
Justin.
Yeah.
All right. Have you got a tune you'd like to share with us?
You guys want